All right, you ready?
All right, so I've been hiking around for the last hour, and I finally found one of the moving rocks on this playa here. You can see this this trail that leads straight out to this rock here. Man, this place is such a trip. Pretty surreal being out here. Yeah, the desert just has a different feel to it. So originally we were planning on starting our backpacking leg of the trip this morning, but we decided to hang out here for the day. Yeah, this area is just so killer. It's nice to be able to just explore around and enjoy the scene. You can see those mountains out in the distance there. That's where we're planning on starting our trip. And we created kind of our own route. It's gonna be a lot of off-trail hiking. It's gonna be a little bit of hiking on some dirt roads, some actual trails, and I'm super excited. All right, you guys, we just made it to the trailhead here. Bags all packed up. I've got 5 days of food, 2 liters of water. The start of our trip, we are gonna be headed straight to that pass. We're supposed to run into some springs about 4 or 5 miles from here. And we're really hoping that those are gonna be running. Kind of hard to tell out here. We stopped at the ranger station and they weren't really able to give us any information about the springs. But hopefully we'll find some water. If not, we might be headed back to the car. Whew, it's freaking hot out here. Death Valley is no joke. One of my all-time favorite pieces of gear here is my umbrella when I'm in these conditions. This thing takes off a good 20 degrees of heat. And so we're up here on the pass now, and looking into the other direction. Still looks pretty barren. I think we've got a beautiful. So I think we're about maybe a mile or 2 from the first supposed spring, and we're just crossing our fingers for water. Definite oasis. For sure. All right, so we left the desert and we made it over to the coast. We are about to hike one of the most remote stretches of coast supposedly in the entire United States. So we are super excited. We're getting our food and gear ready right now. Just for fun, we're gonna do a little bag weigh-in here. So we have about 7 days worth of food, a liter of water, all of our backpacking gear, all of our photography gear. All right, so we got Dave's bag up here first.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
What are we weighing in at?
Looks like 50 to 51 pounds.
Woo, that's 3 cameras in that bad boy.
Hell yeah.
Way too many. Not 3 too many, actually.
All right, Dave's got he's carrying about 50 pounds for the start of this trip. We're gonna cruise over to my bag right now. My guess is a similar weight.
I bet yours is about, I'd say about 41 or 2.
Yeah, hard to say.
Let's figure it out. Ready?
Yep.
Here, we'll go over in the sun so you can see a little bit better. Okay, here we go.
All right, so it looks like mine is about 44 pounds. And that's with, I think I have 5 beers stuffed in the front of my pouch there.
Probably a lot easier to wait half an hour though.
Yeah. All right, so we've been hiking for a couple hours now. Beautiful out here. This has just been a very enjoyable hike. We're at a little spring right now, and I'm gonna refill on water. This is one of the only times that I never use a water filter. If I see water coming straight out of the ground, I feel it's a pretty safe source. Yeah, so for the last, I'd say almost 10 years now, I've never filtered water out of a spring like this. And I've never been sick yet. All right, so we just got our camp all the way set up here. Such an incredible spot. Almost unbelievable. Front row view of the ocean. We're just in this beautiful grove of trees back here. All right, so we just started breaking up our camp here, and I just spotted a huge herd of deer across the river here. I counted almost 15 of them earlier. Wow, that was super, super cool.
Alright, so we're getting ready to cross this creek. Here's my maneuver if the water's gonna be deep. You take your shoes, stuff the socks in them, and then tie them around your neck because you want both hands on the poles for balance when you're going through something deep. If it's shallow, it doesn't really matter. The deep stuff is probably the best bet.
All right, so we were cruising through this this grass plateau here, and I stepped on a piece of barbed wire. It went straight through my shoe into my foot. Dave just took his wilderness first responder course. What's the proper procedure here?
Well, we're going to first take a syringe. It's always good to have this type of syringe in your kit. I'll pull it out. So basically, it's a very high pressured syringe, and it will allow us to clean the wound out. Just gotta find which bag it's in. And then from there, we can apply some antiseptic ointment. So here's part of the syringe. So you can get a syringe like this, but the key part to have is this little tip. You can see there's a really small hole in the top of the tip. So you can just soak water up in this, then you can use it to flush out with high pressure whatever wound you got there. And then we'll just put some covering over it and it'll be all set.
All right, so I'm all bandaged up here, and me and Dave were thinking a little bit more. You know, it's always best to play it safe. I know for a fact I haven't had my tetanus shot since before I was 16 years old. So Dave is checking the Knowles Wilderness First Responder book. We both carry that on our Kindle. So we're hoping that there's some information there. I also messaged Trish from my Garmin another time that the Garmin's came in real handy. We have no cell phone service out here, so I just sent her a message and asked her if there's anything I should be worried about, because we have about 5 days left planned on this trip, and even though I'm pretty sure I have nothing to worry about, I'm not positive. So we're gonna follow procedure here, and yeah, we'll get back to you after I get a message back from Trish. Trish just got back to me, and she said that if I have not had a tetanus shot within the last 10 years, which I'm almost 100% certain that I have not, that I need to get one within 48 hours. So we're in kind of a tough spot right now. We can make it back to the car in one day, but I also really, really want to finish or keep doing this hike and not go back. So I just messaged her back to see what happens. What's the worst that could happen if I wait longer to get it? And we're gonna go make our decision from there. Hoping I can stretch that 48 hours.
Past 48 hours.
An extra couple days. All right, so we just got a reply back here. Not sure if you can read that on the screen, but it said, overall, Google is really recommending medical attention. It does say cleaning the wound can prevent tetanus, but it's not like a sure thing. I'm even reading some natural remedy pages. They recommend medical attention as well. Ouch. I'm hoping hoping there's still a chance we can stay out here. Man, what a bummer. Did not see that coming. Yeah, if you haven't had your tetanus shot in the last 10 years, I'd highly recommend getting one. All right, so it was a tough call earlier, but the decision was made for me to go get a tetanus shot. So we figured it was best to play it safe. So ended up hiking back the way we came. I had to get around an impassable tide zone. So I've just been cruising all day. Came from the north end of that point out in the distance. Luckily I was able to find a nice camp spot here right before the sun went down. So yeah, I'm going to set up my tent, cook some dinner, and yeah, enjoy this beautiful sunset. Yeah, so me and Dave, we actually split up earlier. So he's gonna finish the loop, and after I get my tetanus shot tomorrow, there's actually an upper trailhead way up high on these mountains behind me here that you can't see. And the plan is for me to intercept him on the trail up there. So yeah, should be interesting. All right, so my 4th morning out here on the coast. And yeah, just getting some killer conditions. Beautiful out here. Super bummed to have to get off our original route and go into town to get my tetanus shot, but trying to stay positive. And yeah, I should be up in the mountains up there later today still. So all in all, not too big of a setback. It's been a long day, you guys. So got my drove into the closest town to the trailhead that we started our trip, and went to the health center there. Thank you, Redwoods Rural Health Center. They hooked me up with a tetanus shot, and I am back in the game. Yeah, I was able to pick up some salad in town, replenish our whiskey supply. All right, you guys, so I've been chilling in my tent here. It's about an hour after sunset. I wasn't sure if Dave was gonna meet up with me tonight or if I was gonna intercept him on the trail tomorrow, but he just cruised into camp here, and super stoked about that. How was your trip there? How was the hike up from the coast?
It was extremely windy, and I got blasted with lots of sand, but it was a good hike.
Yeah. What was your highlight of the trip?
Hiking the ridge lines today.
Hell yeah.
Definitely the highlights.
Heck
and
yeah.
drinking some wine right now.
Hell yeah.
And can of beans. It's always a highlight. You can't beat that.
Gotta get your newts.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Always nice to super cool to have somebody that you hike with where you can make plans where you split up and meet up again, and everything just syncs together. Yeah, this road trip / backpacking trip has been all over the place, and yeah, hard to say where we will end up next. You guys are awesome. Give this video a like if you found it useful. That helps me out. That helps other people find this content. And yeah, I will see you guys soon. Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are awesome. Peace.